Now, it looks like Drake's caught between a rock and a hard place, or should we say between Nicki and Kendrick. Nicki is calling out Drake for betrayal. Kendrick's throwing shade, and Drake's probably wishing he could go back to the Hotline Bling days. Is this the biggest plot twist in hip-hop or what? Drake has been catching strays left, right for a hot minute now, but nobody ever thought that his OG pal Nicki Minaj would also come out and drag him. And not only did she drag him, but she also leaked some evidence of Drake being a snake and betraying her. You guys better sit down for this one, because Nicki did not come to play with Drake. Now, remember when Drake, Nicki and Wayne were the holy trinity of Young Money? They were like Avengers of rap, dropping hit after hit. Drake was the golden boy, Nicki was the queen, and Wayne was the boss. They were unstoppable, ruling the charts and making money moves. But hold up, because these fairy tales is about to get real messy. Word on the street is that not everything was as perfect as it seemed to be. Behind those $1 million smiles and chart-topping collabs, cracks were starting to show. Who knew that the same crew that gave us Bedrock would end up on the rocks? Not only is Young Money over, but Nicki and Drake are beefing hard. Now let's dive into the drama that started it all. Remember when Drake was the golden boy of Young Money? Well, it turns out his halo was a little tarnished. Now, the first big crack in the Young Money empire, it wasn't about music, it was about a girl. Now, picture this, Lil Wayne, the boss man himself, is locked up, he's doing time in jail, thinking his crew's holding it down on the outside. Meanwhile, Drake's getting cozy with Wayne's girl, Tammy Torres. Yeah, you heard that right. Drake's the same guy he's always singing about loyalty, allegedly hooked up with his mentor's girlfriend while he was behind bars. Now, child, talk about a snake move. Now, when Wayne found out, he was so furious. Can you blame him though? Imagine being in prison and hearing your boys messing around with your girl. Wayne didn't hold back. He said, "This is the type of ish that a man never wants to find out when he's locked up." Ouch, now that's got a sting. This wasn't just some minor beef. It was the beginning of the end for Young Money's perfectly family image. Drake's action sent shockwaves through this crew. Suddenly, everyone was side-eyeing him, wondering if he could be trusted. Was he really ride or die for the team, or was he just looking out for number one? The fallout was intense. Wayne and Drake's relationship took a major hit. You could feel the tension in their music, in their interviews, even in their social media posts. The days of happy family photos and gushing about each other in interviews were gone. But here's the kicker. This wasn't a one-time thing, nope. This was just the start of Drake's questionable loyalty tour. It's like he couldn't help himself. One minute he's a Mr. Nice Guy, the next thing he's stirring up drama left and right. Think about it, Drake's whole image was built on being a sensitive, trustworthy guy. The one who would write you a heartfelt song, not stab you in the back. But actions speak louder than lyrics, and Drake's actions were screaming trust issues. This Wayne situation set a pattern. Drake started becoming known as the guy who would smile in your face and then turn around and do you dirty. It wasn't just about women either. His loyalty in the music game started raising eyebrows too. Remember when Meek Mill called Drake out for using ghostwriters, or when Pusha T exposed Drake's secret son? Each time people looked back at Wayne incident and thought maybe this is who Drake really is. But wait, it gets even way worse. Years later, Kendrick Lamar brought this whole mess back into the spotlight. In one of his tracks, he basically said Drake's tattoo of Wayne's face doesn't make up for what he did. Now, talk about reopening old wounds. Fans started connecting the dots. They saw a pattern in Drake's behavior, especially when it came to his relationship with women and other artists. It was like every few months there was a new story about Drake betraying someone or switching sides in a beef. The Young Money dream team was falling apart, and Drake was at the center of all of it. The unbreakable bond was broken, the unstoppable force stopped, and it all started with one bad decision while Wayne was locked up. But here's the $1,000,000 question. Was this the real Drake finally showing his true colors, or was it just the beginning of a series of misunderstandings and bad choices? Either way, one thing was super clear. The Young Money we knew and loved was never going to be the same. But if you thought Drake's drama with Wayne was really bad, well, grab your popcorn, because things are about to get even messier. Drake's latest move has Nicki Minaj seeing red, and she's not holding back either. So what's got the queen of rap all fired up? It's Drake's recent collab with Latto. Now, if you're thinking what's the big deal, let me break it down for you. Latto isn't just another female rapper. She's been Nicki's self-proclaimed rival for years. We're talking bad blood, diss tracks, the whole 9 yards, and Drake, he just waltzed right into the enemy territory like it was nothing. Nicki didn't waste any time letting the world know exactly how she felt about his betrayal. She went on a live chat and absolutely went off, called Drake another artist, Ugly Boy 1 and Ugly Boy 2. Ouch. But she didn't stop there, because she also threw shade at Latto.
So, Ugly Boy 1 and Ugly Boy 2, they know they forever gonna have a willing participant. Because our girls are so desperate for this money, you know. They so desperate. If a mother tell them to go and catch a wild tuna, skin it and eat it, they would do it. You understand what I'm saying? They would teach themselves that very day how to hunt, fish, swim, kill, eat, cook, everything. You see, because...
But here's the thing, that's really got people talking. This isn't the first time Drake pulled a move like this. It's like he got a whole playbook for how to get under Nicki's skin. Time and time again, he's sided with artists who are beefing with Nicki. It's almost like he's like collecting Nicki's enemies, like Pokemon cards. Remember when Nicki and Cardi B were at each other's throats? Drake was right there working with Cardi. When Remy Ma dropped the brutal diss against Nicki, Drake was suddenly besties with Remy. It's like he got a sixth sense for finding Nicki's rivals and giving them a feature. Now you might be thinking maybe Drake's just trying to stay neutral in all these beefs. But come on, we're talking about Nicki Minaj here. This is the same woman who had his back through thick and thin. Whenever rappers were calling Drake soft, Nicki was right there defending him. When he got exposed for using ghostwriters, Nicki stood by him. She's been ride or die for Drake since day one. So why would Drake risk his friendship with Nicki over a collab with Latto? Some people are saying it's all about the money. Latto's hot right now and a track with her could mean big streaming numbers. But is a hit song really worth burning bridges with one of the most powerful women in hip hop? Others are wondering if there's more to the story. Maybe Drake and Nicki had a falling out behind the scenes that we don't know about, or maybe Drake's trying to send a message that he's not picking sides in any of these rap beefs. But if that's the case, he's got a funny way of showing it. What's really wild is how this whole situation is bringing up old wounds. Fans are looking back at Drake's history and seeing a pattern. It's like every time Nicki's in a tough spot, Drake finds a way to make it worse. First with Wayne's Girl and now with Latto. It got people wondering if Drake was ever really loyal. And let's not forget, this is all happening while Drake's got beef brewing with Kendrick Lamar. Now with Kendrick coming for him and now Nicki calling him out, Drake's reputation is taking a hit after hit. If you're wondering why the situation with Latto is such a big deal, it's because Drake snubbed Nicki for Latto. Remember when Drake announced during his Detroit show that he and Nicki had finally recorded a new track together? Fans were losing their minds. It was like Christmas came early for the Barbs. Drake even revealed that he and Nicki already did the song, which is their first collab in a long time. And it should have been featured on his album, For All the Dogs. But when the album dropped, Nicki's verse was nowhere to be found. Now Nicki ain't one to stay quiet when she's been done dirty. She went on social media and let it all out. She was her, and can you blame her? This wasn't just any club. This was supposed to be a reunion of two of hip-hop biggest names. Nicki talks about how she had always had Drake's back even when others were coming for him. What is wild is how this fits into a bigger picture of Drake's recent behavior. First he's got beef with Kendrick, then he's collaborating with Nicki's rival Latto, and now he's pulling Nicki's verse from his album. It's like Drake's on a mission to burn every bridge in the rap game. Some people are saying Drake's getting too big for his britches. He's at the top of the game, sure, but is he forgetting who helped him to get there? Nicki and Wayne were there from the jump, supporting him when he was just a kid from Degrassi trying to make it in rap. But here's the thing that's really got people talking. Is this the end of Drake and Nicki's friendship? They've been through ups and downs before, but this just feels so different. It's one thing to have a disagreement, but to promise someone a feature and then yank it away, that's so cold. Some industry insiders are whispering that this might be the nail in the coffin for Young Money as we know it. What was once hip-hop's most powerful crew is now looking more like a broken family. And Drake, he's the problem child who just can't seem to stay out of trouble. Now tell me down below if you guys feel like Young Money's really over this time, but make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!